Hey everybody, we're back with part 2 of how to make a life-size Terminator. Like I said, I'm sorry I can't take him apart piece by piece and show you, but I can't do that because I don't want to mess him up. But I figured going through and describing how I did it and everything it'll help out a lot more. Okay, so anyway, step 2 is the endo chest. And this is pretty simple. As you can tell on this one and on this one, they look 3D and they look like skin on top, and that's what I wanted. Now I could have gone out and spent almost $700 or $800 trying to buy somebody to make me a mold of the endoskeleton chest and then bought latex skin to put over it, but I didn't have a lot of money. I really didn't want to waste the time, and I didn't want to wait because I wanted to make mine and have him finished. So what I did was I just took the regular mannequin body, the chest, and basically I did the same idea with the Terminator head designs. I took the pen and I went in and I drew out where the cuts were going to be using reference material, and I drew out where I wanted all my cuts to be. And then I took a Dremel, which is just a normal Dremel, not no special Dremel or anything. I'm trying to find it so I can show you what, if you've never seen a Dremel, what a Dremel is. I've laid mine down somewhere and I cannot find it. Well, anyway, just take a normal Dremel and the sanding utensil on it, and you go in and Dremel it. Not too deep, maybe about a couple inches, and that is where your skin is going to be. Then you take Super Sculpty and you go over and you make all your little holes in your skin, you know, ripping apart, and the chest holes and everything, and the skin protruding over. And then once you have that all done and you smooth it out, you will take and air dry it with your hair dryer, just like you did the head designs. Once that's done, you'll take plaster of Paris again and go over all of it, including the middle where the endo chest is, and you will let that dry. Then you go and you mix in your flesh tones and you paint it all first in nothing but flesh tone. Then you go back with pink, red, and brown mixed in, and you go in and you paint in the blood. Now remember, when it comes to a cut, that the beginning of the cut where the flesh got cut first is going to be your lightest, with some splatter of blood here and there, and then of course your cuts over toward the other side of the body are going to be darker. Mixing in the brown gives it shadow effect too. But that's how you make the chest. Then for the shirt, I just went to Walmart and bought a regular gray long sleeve shirt, or short sleeve, doesn't matter. I drew the design where the chest damage was going to be on the shirt, and then I cut it out, and then all I did was slip it on. And I hot glued parts of it to give it a wrinkled look like in the movie. But as you can see, that's just a normal shirt, so it's nothing special. So that's the endo chest. I'm sorry I forgot to say, but I'm trying to do this real quick because I'm running out of time. But basically, I forgot to say that as you're molding and sculpting this, don't forget to take your Dremel and in the middle Dremel your designs of the endoskeleton chest, because once you put plaster of Paris, you can go back and Dremel it later, but it probably won't look as good. The plaster of Paris is to keep it hard. So that's about all that has to say, and then drill your hole in the middle. Don't forget to also cut your holes in the shirt where the bullet damage is. But okay, so that's him. That's the chest part. The legs, now normal mannequin legs are going to look like this. And they're going to look like this. Now, for Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's a tall man, especially when he played the Terminator. So what I did was I bought two separate mannequins. And the two mannequins did not meet at, you couldn't combine both of them because they were the wrong type of body. Now, this is how I wanted it, though, because what I did was I took the legs and I broke them up. Well, I didn't break them, but I kind of spread them apart, and I posed it in a different position. Instead of just your normal straight up and down, I gave him a more Terminator-like position. And then I went and I took the body and I hot glued it onto the legs, and then I took duct tape and wrapped it around the waist all the way down to his calves, I guess is what you call them, or thighs, whatever, and just kept wrapping it that way it didn't come apart. Then, to give him the Arnold Schwarzenegger, posture, I went and took not tissue paper. I went in and took rags. I took paper towels, anything I could, and I stuffed them in his legs and in his chest. Some of them are over here, some are in the neck, some are in the shoulders. But basically, I stuffed him to make him have that Terminator posture, and it works. The endo leg is pretty much the same thing. You go in, you draw where your designs are going to be, and you go in and you Dremel it, and you do the sculpty idea, and then you dry it, put the plaster Paris, paint it. This is where it gets different, though, because the knee of the endoskeleton was sticking out. It didn't make sense to do it like the chest. So what I did was I took cardboard, just regular cardboard, made the endo leg out of cardboard, and hot glued it all together, painted it, and then stuck it in under the knee. Damage. I also did the same for the endoskeleton parts for his arm. To explain this is made from a Pringles can, 2 Pringles cans, some toilet tissue paper rolls, real wires that I didn't need anymore, and 2 acrylic paint canisters taped together at the ends, and then painted and drawn the designs on, hot glued, and then taped and then painted over, and then stuffed inside of a broken mannequin arm. I broke it off right at the elbow. It works perfectly, and to me it looks just like the endo arm. The arm right here, mine is bendable, but you probably won't be able to do that. So you would just use a normal mannequin arm. The glove is just a regular black glove I found at Walmart. It costs like $8, and the designs basically are just same as this. Just remember that with my Terminators, I don't go latex or anything like that as much as I can. I did on this one, but I felt it didn't look as, it looks real, but it was a pain in the ass to do. Basically, I go cheap, but it looks fantastic when done. And that's pretty much about it. There's not really much more to say. Putting the pants on, going and buying the boots, putting the jacket on, which you have to buy the jacket off of eBay, or you can go and try to find one at like a trade mart or a flea market. But this is the actual Terminator 2 Judgment Day coat I bought. I think it was Battle for the Future. The Universal Soldiers was Universal Studios was selling these when the Terminator 3 Battle Across Time came out, and I bought one off of eBay, and then I destroyed it. But as you can see, that's because it had to represent something. But that's pretty much about it. So stay tuned later on. I'll have another how-to. It'll probably be on Superman. But anyway, I hope this helped you out. I know I didn't give you every secret I had on how to make him, but at least I gave you enough that you can probably try and make your own. Practice makes perfect. We're not all the best in the world. Trust me, I'm not Stan Winston. Never claimed to be. But if you want something bad enough, unless you've got the actual money to buy the actual replica, you'll make it. And go for it, because I started off with one, and now I have 4. So if it's your dream, man, don't let anybody tell you can't do it. Later, guys.